everyone, and welcome to Simply Made Homestead. I'm Marian, and today I'm going to show you how to build a quail cage automatic watering system. That's right, no more having to come out here twice a day like we are now, having to change these waterers out and give them fresh, clean water. I just put a new one on this cage that I built here, and we had one on our old cage that I've taken off. Where is it? Let me show it to you. I took it off so I can clean it. And it is so easy to clean. It is, I mean, you cannot go wrong with the system. I am completely in love with this. Now, I did get this idea from Coturnic's Corner, is the person that, I don't know if he created it or if he got it from somebody else, but I can't take all the credit because I just did what he told me to do. And today, I'm gonna show you. All right, so that is the system. Now, what you'll need, if you don't have pen and paper, now's your chance to go get it, because I'm gonna give you a supply list where you can write down exactly what you need. No more stopping, pausing, whatever. You can write it down while we're talking about it and have it for when you head to the store. All right, we'll be right back. All right, first thing you will need a food grade bucket. I got this from Tractor Supply, and you will need a bucket with a lid. Make sure you have a lid. You will need a metal coupling and bushing, and you'll also need those rubber water hose washers that are real easy to find and they're super cheap. All right, you'll need a 10-foot stick of 1/2-inch PVC pipe. You will need I'm giving you the exact number that you'll need to build an automatic waterer for this 3-level quail cage that we have a video out on how to build it step by step. So it is for that. If your quail cage is different than that, then you will just make adjustments on how many levels you have and how many cups you want to use, depending on how many quail that you have in your cage. All right, 3 1/2-inch tees, 3 1/2-inch end caps, 1 elbow, 1/2-inch elbow. You'll need a compression cup. Isn't that what that thing's called? Yes, a compression cup. I got my notes. And a ball valve. You will need 6 of these little tees. These are 1/2-inch tees with 1/8-inch openings. And these right here, they are designed for these little watering cups that we're going to put in the cage for the quail. They are a dream. And the quail just love them. They can just hit with their little beak there. Let me come up close. See this? They can just come in there and hit that with their little beak to get their water. And if the cup is ever full of water, then you need to clean your system while we're talking about that. But anyway, so there you go, just like that. And they're real easy. See there? Just a screw on and screw off, just like that. And see that? See how little that is? So, but I ordered mine from Amazon, and I ordered them separately. The cups I ordered separate from the tees. You can get them as a set. I chose to get them separate because I knew I wanted to build more quail cages, and I wanted to expand my quail, and I would need more. And they were just cheaper that way. They were cheaper buying them separate than as a set. All right, so you will need pipe tape, PVC cement, a measuring tape, pipe cutters, or a hacksaw. Okay, if you don't have pipe cutters, you can use a hacksaw. And honestly, I swear, the way I've been cutting pipe today, I could probably cut it straighter with a hacksaw. But anyway, all right, so the first thing you'll do, and you do need a 3/4-inch hole saw if you have it. If you don't, you can just mark your hole, create a 3/4-inch hole or a circle, and then you can cut it out with a knife or whatever kind of cutting thing that you have to cut it out with. So what we'll do is we'll measure 2 inches from the bottom of the bucket And that's where you'll put your 3/4 inch hole right there, okay? And then you'll take your male bushing and you'll poke it. Okay, I already put this together. I tried to take it apart so I could actually show y'all how I put it together, but I can't get it apart. So you'll take your male bushing, which will be the threaded part will be sticking out, and you'll stick a washer on that, okay? And then you'll stick it from the outside in, you'll stick it into the bucket, okay? Now, on the inside here, you'll see the threaded part will be through there, and you'll put another washer on there. That's the black thing down there. You'll put another washer on there, and then you'll put the bushing on top. You'll just screw it on there nice and tight. All right, now we really tighten this down pretty good. And if you want to, you can, or if you have any leaking problems once you get it up. I have not, I've built 2 already, and I have not had any problems. But if you'd like to, you can take a little silicone glue and just run a little bead around the outside there and on the inside, just to ensure that you won't have any leakage. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, I've already built one, and I thought I was showing y'all how, but my camera wasn't on. I know, these things happen, but we are going to build 3 sticks just like this. So, one's done, and let me show you how. All right, so now on your PVC pipe, I am going to cut 3 3-inch sections. So first I'm going to just throw some little marks down there so I know where to cut. All right, and then I'll just take my pipe cutters and cut through there. And I have to use 2 hands. And I just work my way around. There we go. Oh, I did that one pretty good. All right, get that out of the way. All right, so let's cut our 2 more there. Any of you that have watched any of my videos, have you noticed that there are always roosters crowing? Oh, I wish somebody needed a rooster. Because we only keep sweet roosters. Mean roosters go to freezer camp. At least they can serve some purpose other than attacking me and the grandkids. But the nice ones, I sure would love to be able to find a home for them. Okay, so first thing we'll do is we'll take our T, our regular 1/2 inch T. You see it's got a big end and big end on both. They're all the same. And we're going to take our PVC glue. Some of that excess off. And then we're just going to run it right around there. Just like that. And stick it in there. Stick it nice in there as far as you can get it in there. There you go. So it's nice and secure. All right? That little clump of glue is bothering me. Okay, there we go. All right, so now we are going to attach this. We're going to glue this onto here. Now, when you do this, make sure that this is nice, and on this T right here, it has a line. So you can kind of help line it up a bit there. Just once I get it on there, I lay it down and I eyeball it to make sure it's nice and level, because these are going to hold your cups and you want them to be nice and level in your cage, okay? All right. So let's glue the other end. We're going to stick our 1/2 inch T with an 1/8 inch hole that holds the water and get it set fast, because this stuff I've got, they say it hardens in like 15 seconds, I think, and Lord, it's the truth, let me tell you. All right, we'll take another one of our 3-inch pieces, run a little glue along the end, and stick it in the end. Just stick them together nice and get them in there good. All right. All right, we have one, so we're gonna do two watering cups per level. Little glue around the end. Stick our tea on, lay it flat, eyeball it. There we go. Ooh, I'm getting glue everywhere. Okay, all right. So let me move the glue over here so you can see this, what I'm doing here. All right, a little glue around the end and poke it in the end again. There we go, just like that. All right, now we're gonna use our little end cap, our little 1/2 inch end cap, because we don't want the water running out the end. That would defeat our purpose for sure. All right, and then we're gonna poke that on there like that. All right, now we have two made. There we go, 1, 2, 2 levels done. We need one more level, and then we'll be able to move on to the install. All right, so our pieces for each level is complete, and I'm gonna move you over close to the quail cage so I can show you how we're gonna install it. All right, now the first thing we're going to do is to figure out where we want our waterers to go. So we need to go about 4 inches up, and each of these, this is a 1/2 inch hardware cloth, the 19 gauge 1/2 inch hardware cloth. So you go 2 up, that's 1 inch. So this is almost to the bottom here. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is my line right there. All right, now I'm going to run this right here down this piece of wood, this outside piece of wood here. So I just want to count again to make sure I'm right. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I am just going to mark that with that one, and then I will mark this one. You'll mark each one of them so I know where I need to cut away the wire, okay? All right, so we're just going to cut around that mark, just like that. Trying to keep it from going on the inside there. There we go. All right, and now we'll take a zip tie. We'll put those in there, make sure they fit okay. And then I'm going to run this zip tie around there to hold it into place until I can get the other ones up. You know, having the right tools is just so important. At least that's what they say, and I agree. That's the truth. I have had to do too many things in my life with just trying to make do, and having the right tools sure is a blessing, that's for sure. All right, longer zip tie, so much better. There we go. All right, so we're gonna do the same thing to the other two. All right, so now we've got our 3 levels. We have our 3 sticks up that are going to hold the waterers. So next thing we need to do is to measure between here and here. That's 13 inches and 12.5 inches, 12 3/4 inches. So 13 and 12 3/4. So we'll add an inch to each of those measurements, and we'll cut our sticks, and that way it'll allow excess to be able to stick into the teeth there. So that way we can join them together. So between the top one and the middle one, measured 13 inches. We cut it 14 to give us a 1/2 inch to stick into each teeth. So that's what we'll do now. And just stick it up in there, nice and good and tight, just like before. All right. And this one down here was 12 3/4. So we cut this one 13 3/4. Put this one in here. Come on, baby. Get up in there. There we go. All right. Okay. So we've got that part together. So now we just need to move on to our bucket. All right, so I have brought you back over here because we need to attach this elbow to the bucket right here. You see, it won't fit. So we're gonna take a little piece of pipe and we're going to attach it that way, like that. All right. So we're gonna use our cement glue and we'll stick it right into the bucket here, right into that bushing. The flies, too much. All right, and then we'll run some cement around the end there, piece of fuzzy in there, and we'll stick our elbow on. And once again, we want to make sure our elbow's straight, because this is going to come down to the water line, okay? All right, now, this right here is our ball valve, and what it will do, we're going to create the bottom part, we're gonna extend the bottom part of that line that we just built up the side of the, vertically up and down the side of the quail cage. And this right here, it's where you can you can open up the valve, and let me come around here. See, right now it's closed. And then when you need to drain your bucket and your pipes, you open it up and you can just drain it like that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put a little, I've got this extra stick where I cut the wrong size earlier. I didn't show y'all that part. And we're gonna go ahead and get that stuck on there. All right, so the next thing we're going to do, I'm gonna take you back over to the cage and we're gonna put this bucket up on the cage, and then we're gonna figure out how much pipe we need to cut, because we need to attach this compression cup to the bucket. So we'll just take a little more cement and we're going to, I did actually glue that on. Okay. And then we'll just stick it up in there like that. There we go. And there you are. There's your release valve, where you can easily drain your bucket and your pipes and be able to take it down and clean it up. Now we're gonna add our compression cup, which is how we disassemble the bucket from the pipes without taking the whole thing down. So let's get to that. All right, so I've brought you in nice and close so you can see exactly what's going on here. Now, this right here, this compression cup is going to go right here. So what we'll need to do is cut 2 small pieces of pipe to be able to join this to, and then you can just, once we get it together, you will be able to just take it apart, because the pipe is stuck to here. I'm gonna show you how to do that, because that part was really confusing to me, and my husband had to show me how to put it together. So let's get that done. So I know I need just a small piece of pipe. because we have to have room for that compression cup to go in there. So what is that? About 3 inches? Nope, I'm gonna take about a 2 inch because I wanna make sure I have enough space. So I measure down about 2 inches and I'm gonna cut just a 2-inch piece of pipe. Okay. All right, now this piece, this rubber piece, let me put this back together so because I want you to see. All right, when you buy it, it comes like this, okay? And you take it apart, you unscrew one end, and it has this rubber piece in there. Now, this rubber piece is going to go around this 1/2 inch piece of pipe that you just cut. After I get this in here, this may actually be too short. When I get it down in there, we're gonna see. So then you'll just stick the longer end through here like this, and then you have your pipe, okay? So what we're gonna do, I think that's going to work. Okay, so I went 2 inches. I think you could go 3 and be just fine. So we're going to glue this end, not the rubber end. The rubber end does not get any glue. And we're going to just stick that right up in there, just like that. Right up into your elbow. You see that? Make sure you do not glue the rubber end. All right, so just like that. There you go. All right, so then this end, this is how you take the bucket apart. This end screws right on there, and those rubber seals keep it from leaking. I've never had it leak there at all. All right, look at that. Pretty cool, huh? All right, so now down here, because those pieces of pipe, I really could have cut that a lot longer because they go down, they can go down into here. All right, so down here, I'm gonna measure my pipe where I need to cut it. And I'm just gonna cut it. Now, before I glue it this time, I am gonna try it out. I'm gonna stick it up there. I wanna make sure that I haven't made it too long or whatever. Because I think this, all right, it's definitely too long. But I'm gonna go ahead, I put the rubber end, and take it back out. This was confusing to me, this piece. That's why I'm making sure that I'm putting the rubber on one end, pushing it down a bit, and then I'm putting it through this end so it's inside the little twisty thingy there. All right, and then I'm gonna screw it on there. Okay, now you see I've got a little bit of excess there. So I'm gonna come up here and I'm gonna mark it down about 1/2 inch, and then I'm going to cut it. Oh, that end wants to come undone, so we'll undo that end because it doesn't really matter. All right, so we're gonna take it down a little bit. And I want to retry it just to make sure it's gonna fit okay. It's not gonna jack up the bucket at all up there. All right. Everything feels pretty darn good. All right, so I'm gonna take this off. I feel like it needs to come down just a little. This is where you can adjust it. I just pulled my rubber part up a little bit. Poke it back through there. I feel good about it. So we're gonna run a little cement along the end that goes into this T, like that. Push it down really good. And then we'll come back around here and we can screw that together right there and right there. Nice and tight. Whoops, wrong way. Just like that. And there you go. All right, our pipe is hooked up. All we've got left is to add the cups. So let's get going. All right, so now we need to add our pipe tape to our little cups. And we do that to make them, to help keep them from leaking and to make them nice and secure in the little watering tee. So right here you'll see that there is a little rubber, little clear washer. Make sure that that is on there because that helps to keep it secure, or to keep the water where it needs to be and not running all over your cage. Okay. So we'll just run some pipe tape around there. Get it on there really good. Just like that. All right. I've got all 6 of them, the pipe tape put on all 6 of them, so now we're going to install it. All right, now I have brought you around here so you can actually see nice and close. You just twist them on there just like that. And you don't want to over tighten them. See, that seems too tight for me to go around again, so I'm going to stop. All right, guys, we've got all the waters, the little cups have been screwed on. So now all we have left to do is to add the water in the bucket, and I will leave the little chick waters in there just until I see the babies over here and drinking out of the cups. Make sure they found them. It's way too hot, it's midsummer, so I'm not gonna leave them without water. So I just want to make sure they have found the cups and they're using them, and then I'll remove the little chick water. Now, full disclosure, I made a boo-boo. I really should have put this system on the front right here, ran it down this board on the front and ran the waterers this way. And the reason is because my door is on the front. I put it back here because it'd be further away from the food, just to try to, I don't know, keep a mess down or whatever mess they would make. But I should have put it towards the front because I can't reach this back side to screw this little watering cup on and off. So make sure you can reach wherever you're going to put your watering system, your watering cups. Make sure you can reach those places. I had to get my husband, he's got longer arms than I do, and I had to get him in here to be able to take those on and off. Now, it's nice when we have somebody to help us, but personally, I don't like to have to go run to ask somebody to help me if it's something I can do myself when I'm out there cleaning and taking care of things. So just a little something to keep an eye on and to make sure you can get to them. All right, so let's fill up that bucket and get it going. Pull my water hose in here from outside. And off we go. Okay guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much for being here with me. And if you have any questions or comments, please be sure and leave them in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, give us a big old like and subscribe. We would love to have you along our journey of building a homestead on an acre of land. So until next time, take care and God bless.